Hey guys, I thought it'd be a fun time to do another EDC video for you. It's been a while since my last EDC video and I've made some recent changes to my wardrobe and I'm trying to slim down some of the items that I carry on my person. For those of you unfamiliar with the term EDC, that stands for everyday carry, and it basically means all the items and gear that you like carrying on your person as you go about your day. A lot of you know this, but I try to have a tiered approach to my EDC, or a layered approach, where I have my most important items in Tier 1, my second most important items in Tier 2, and I move out from there, and that helps me get a well-rounded EDC that has a little bit of redundancy, and it can kind of factor in if I'm going to be changing different outfits, or either wearing a jacket or not, no jacket. So the same rules as before apply to my EDC. So I don't have a fanny pack, I don't wear cargo pants, I don't have tactical jewelry like the paracord bracelets, and I don't like having a bunch of stuff on my belt like a Batman utility belt. So all those same rules apply. So let's get started with Tier 1. For me, Tier 1 means any item that I would feel absolutely sick to my stomach if I didn't have on me at any particular time. I'd start having panic attacks if I didn't have them. So these are going to be pretty common items that other people have in their EDCs. They might even not even call it their EDC. So the number one item I want to have with me is my wallet that has my ID, that has my debit card, credit card, medical cards, and I always want to have cash with me in my wallet. I try to keep a budget for my spending money, and then that's usually going to be in cash. Once that's gone, then no more spending anything. So that's the number one item. The second item I want to have with me is my keys. So this is the keys to the car, the keys to the house, and then a couple other buildings, and I just have a few items on here. Last time I had a few extra items, and I'm trying to slim it down a little bit so it's less chunky in my pocket. So I like having a whistle with me. Yes, a rape whistle. This is a mini Fox 40, and then I also have this little Streamlight Nano flashlight. I've never had to change the batteries on this light. I've had it for over a year now, and it's just a really great light if you need to, like, you know, see where you're going with your keys if it's out at night and you don't want to take out your primary flashlight. So that's my the next Tier 1 EDC item. After that, I always want to have my cell phone on me, and yes, I did upgrade and got a smartphone. I got a Galaxy S smartphone, and it's just really handy. I don't know why I didn't have a smartphone for all these years. I'm just finding all sorts of uses for this, including doing YouTube projects. So I always want to have my cell phone with me. One thing I don't currently have is a watch. As you can see, I broke my watch, and so now I'm in the market for a new one. So if you guys have any recommendations, please feel free to leave them below in the comments section. I like having chrome watches, or silver, stainless steel kind of color. So, all right, and then the final item in my Tier 1 is a hat. I live in the Seattle area. It rains all the time. It's cold all the time. I have a shaved head, and I always like having a hat with me. My hat of choice is a Kangol hat, and I have this in a variety of different colors and different materials and everything. This one happens to be like a ventilated kind. I also have wool ones as well. So this is my Tier 1 items. I would feel absolutely sick to my stomach if I didn't have them on me. Let's move on to Tier 2. For me, Tier 2 means any kind of tool that I want to have on my person. In my previous video, I showed you the tools that I had, and I carried a full-size multi-tool, I carried a full-size folding knife, and a flashlight. So what I've tried to do is slim those down a little bit just because of some of the wardrobe changes that I made. So let's get started with the tools. For a knife, I've been carrying a Swiss Army knife Bantam. It's a very thin pocket knife. It's very simple in design. It's nothing tactical about it. It's just basically a nice little knife here. And then it also has another important item that I like having with me, and that is a bottle opener. Also, technically, I think it has, these might be wire strippers, I'm not sure, I've never used them. But I always, I like my Northwest Micro Brews, and so having a bottle opener comes in handy all the time. It also has a little toothpick here and some tweezers. So this is the knife that I've been carrying. I carry it in my fifth pocket, or your watch pocket, in my jeans. And it just kind of slides in there. I forget that it's even there. All right, for my multi-tool and flashlight, I carry those. You've seen this before in my business EDC attire, and this kind of just made its way into my primary EDC. And it's basically on this little Tech. This is made by Tech. It's a P7 suspension clip, and basically that clip sits and rides in your pocket, so these things sit deep in there. It's a very deep clip to it, as you can see. And then what I have is a little mini flashlight. This is a Phoenix E05. I'm going to have a review coming out on this shortly. It's very simple in design. It's just only one function on it. It's 27 lumens, and it's just really awesome little EDC flashlight. I love this thing. And then for my multi-tool, I've been carrying a Leatherman Squirt. PS4, and it's very small, but a lot of the times I really like having the pliers on me, but sometimes I don't really need full-size pliers. And then this has a lot of other tools that I find useful during the days, including scissors. Also has a little knife in there and some little flathead screwdrivers. So those are the tools that I have on this little P7 suspension clip. And then lastly, for Tier 2, I've been carrying around, also in my right pocket, just a USB thumb drive. I actually carry 2 USB thumb drives just because I use them all the time. This is made by Kingston. It's a 16 gigabyte one, and I just find that I'm always using it. I do a lot of work with computers, and I always like having a USB thumb drive with me. So those are all the items for Tier 2. Let's move on to Tier 3. Tier 3 includes all the items that I carry in my jacket. I live in the Seattle area and it's always raining, it's always cold, and I always wear a jacket with me. Even in the summertime I have a jacket. And so all these items are stored in the inside pockets of my jacket. So the number one item that I carry in Tier 3 is, you've seen this before, my Urban Altoid Survival Tin. I have a video of this, I'll put an annotation here. And there's not a lot that's changed on this. It's pretty similar to what I showed you before. A few minor changes are I actually included some nail clippers in there just because I found that I'm always clipping my nails. I have some toothpicks in there as well, and there's a few other little minor changes that I made. So other than that, it's pretty common, and this thing comes in handy all the time. I have an extra USB thumb drive in there that's a smaller one. So I find that I'm using this all the time. Okay, the next item that I carry in my jacket is a Zebra F701 pen. I really like this pen. It's a great quality, has a nice texturized front to it, very fine tip to it, and I've been finding that I really like having a full-size pen with me at all times that I could, if I'm at the bank or wherever I'm at. It's nice having your own pen, and this is a really good one. Actually, when I first got this and I started incorporating into my EDC, I thought that I was a little worried that it was going to get ink stains on my jacket. So I did do some research on the pocket protector to see whether I wanted to start carrying a pocket protector, and I kind of wrote that off just because it was so nerdy. I just couldn't do it. So I just have the pen in there. The next item that I want to show you is my primary flashlight, and that is, I did a review of this a while ago. This is the 4.7's Cork Mini AA Squared. I was trying to decide between this and the Preon 2, and this one just kind of won out for me. I was very comfortable with this pocket clip over time, and then also it was something I could always rely on. I really like the twist method and the texturized grip to it, and it just kind of won out for me. So this is what I carry in my jacket pocket, and it comes in handy all the time. I also like the tail stand that it could do. Alright, the next item, it kind of goes along with the pen. I've been carrying it with me in my jacket pocket. Just a very small little notepad. So there's some pieces of paper. Usually I have several of these, and all I really write in it is notes for future YouTube videos. But it's just kind of nice having a little scratch pad that I could write and jot down some notes on. And then the last item that I carry in my jacket pocket is a little mini Medi. And I carry it in my right jacket pocket inside. And this is just, I had a video of this as well. It just has some very basic first aid items in it, a little bulked up to what I have in the Urban Altoid Survival Tin, just general band-aids and stuff like that. I find that either myself, others, Baby Prepper, we get scuffed up here and there, and it's nice having some band-aids with you. So I carry that in my jacket pocket as well. And that's going to be it for Tier 3. Moving on to Tier 4. For me, Tier 4 means my Urban EDC backpack, which is a Maxed Edition Pygmy Falcon 2. This was actually my first video that I made on YouTube, and not a lot has changed on it. I made a few minor revisions to it, and I'll show you what I had included. So in one of the pouches on the inside of the backpack, I've been carrying the Leatherman Juice S2, just in the rare case that I need to have a full-size Leatherman with me. I have that on me as well. And this is kind of weird, but I've added 2 tampons to it. I'm married. You never know when Miss Urban Prepper might need to have one of these, or someone else, and you could really save the day if you have one of these on you. So I carry this in there as well. And then lastly, I've been doing a bunch of different radio tests lately, and so right now I switched out the Sony, and I'm testing out this Marathon ETFR radio. So, but the radio's been changing from week to week, so this is just currently what I have in it right now. And that's it for Tier 4. That concludes all the items that I carry as part of my EDC system. For me, it's not just important on what you carry, but how you carry it. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how I carry all these items as part of my 4-tier EDC system. Alright, let's start off first with Tier 1. I keep my keys in various pockets. So for Tier 1, I have my wallet in my back left pocket. I have my cell phone in my front left pocket. And then of course I have my hat. That's basically Tier 1. For Tier 2, that includes all my tools, so I keep all those in my front right pocket. So I have the P7 suspension clip right there. Then I also carry in the 5th pocket, I carry the Swiss Army knife Bantam. And then also that Kingston USB thumb drive. I usually always have tiers 1 and 2 on wherever I go. Moving on to tier 3, that includes everything in my jacket, so let me put that on really quick. So I've been wearing a pea coat lately. Alright, for tier 3, that includes the Urban Altoid Survival Tin. Also in that pocket is where I keep that little notebook. In the other pocket is where I keep the flashlight, the zebra pen, and then deep down in there I carry that little mini medi kit. There you go. So that's my tier 3. Tier 4 is basically everything that's in my backpack, so let me put that on. Alright, so that's how I carry my EDC. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this EDC update video that shows my 4-tiered EDC system. It's a setup that's worked fairly well for me and I've been pretty happy with it. Please feel free to leave any kind of comments or questions below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.